So how does meditation work for anxiety? When we have anxiety, we have negative thoughts. Maybe you get like a big task and you immediately think, oh, I can't do that, or something like, oh, I will get bad results, or I won't do it properly. And when you don't have anxiety, you have positive thoughts. It's a positive experience. You know, anxiety is negative thoughts. If we would have positive thoughts, we would be like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, this task is gonna be great, I'm gonna get a good result, it will be fine, it will be easy. This is kind of the opposite of anxiety. So how do we go from one spectrum to the other? Through meditation. You wouldn't think that's possible, but it is, frankly. So when we meditate, we kind of create our own thoughts. We're able to control our own thoughts by first shutting them off. We shut off our thoughts by meditating. We do this by focusing on one sense. I'll put a link in the description for a video on how to actually meditate. So we focus on one thing, on one sense, and by that our thoughts kind of get dimmed down, and we're kind of able to control our own thoughts by meditating. So the way to lower anxiety are your thoughts, it's the negative thoughts. You can put manually, we'll have to reprogram our brains to think positively. So we meditated and we will consciously think, what are some positive thoughts I can have, and we just repeat them in our heads for a couple of times, and this way you will slowly build up a habit of, you know, getting positive thoughts. You have to really do this yourself in the beginning, and eventually it will come from itself, and that's a beautiful experience because your life quality will expand exponentially if you just think positively about life and about just tasks that you have to do, because everyone has to do shit in their lives. The other way it will improve your mental health is through mindfulness. Now this is kind of the neutral mode on anxiety, because when we're mindful, we're not thinking. Let's say you're going on a walk and you're not really thinking, we call this mindfulness. So you're not thinking, you're just feeling, you're experiencing, but you're not having any objective thoughts about it. It's not like you don't make any correlations between anything. It's just like, this is the way it is, and you don't even think that, you're just experiencing. And when we don't have these thoughts, that's called mindfulness. We're mindful about the present moment. And you've probably heard about this, you're mindful, being in the present. Well, what is this bullshit? And it is, in the beginning, you can meditate, it's very hard, because your brain isn't wired to do this type of thing, because it's something internally, it's in your brain. There's literal neurological pathways, like physically in your brain there's stuff. If you, let's say you think negatively, it's a physical thing in your brain that you can override through meditation. Like, how crazy is that? Just by doing this one practice, you can override literally neurons in your brain, cells. Like, that's amazing. Like, this is like serious stuff, and you should look into meditation. You really should. You can do it every day for 5 minutes. It doesn't have to be a long practice, you know. It's a short thing that you do every day, and you build up the habit, and after a week you'll be more mindful. I'll give you an example. Usually you'll always take out your phone out of your pants when you go to the toilet, and you don't notice. It's just like everyone knows. You're at the toilet and you just have your phone out, and it's like, how do I get here? And when we meditate, we're more mindful. We're more in the present moment. So we will notice that we take out our own phone, and that way, you know, you become mindful. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I should just think. Maybe I should meditate on the toilet. You can try. Meditate on your own shit. You know, you can try. So anyway, meditating, it allows us to put in our own thoughts manually, choose what we think. Like, how amazing is that? We can exponentially increase our life quality with this, because you literally have a more positive experience throughout everything. And then the other part is through mindfulness. We become mindful of the present moment, and this is amazing. It's an amazing time killer. It's like you can be in the flow state. Everyone knows. Maybe you're on a run and you stop thinking. That's what we call mindfulness. You're mindful in that moment, like the flow state. Or maybe, you know, you can lose yourself in something. You like dancing and you go dancing. You're not thinking. If you're a skateboarder and you're skateboarding, you're not thinking about it. Maybe even if you're a gamer and you're playing video games, and you're not thinking, you're just doing. If you're a fighter, you don't really think, you just train, you just spar. So that's kind of the state we can reach by kind of manipulating this brain that we have in our heads. And it's crazy. You should really try meditating. It has a lot of benefits. You can even, like, these are just some of the benefits. There are countless videos about meditation online. People try to sell you courses and stuff, but there's nothing to sell you. it really is just a simple practice. It's just a beautiful message to meditate. Because if you look throughout history, there's many cultures that meditated or a form of meditation. Greek, Romans, Hindus. Hindu is not a culture, but there's this countless cultures that meditated or did any type of spiritual practice. And meditating is a great way to start this, because you're really, after a while, after meditating for over a year now, and you really get this control over your thoughts and emotions that you can't really get any other way. It's like, yeah, and that also expands in your life in different ways. You know, you can control your emotions, your own thoughts. Like, that's just amazing benefits. Like, that is a benefit in and of itself, but it can be used on different parts of life. So it's amazing. I'll put a link in the description how to meditate. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. No, dat gaan we niet doen. Die gaan we niet doen, Asabi.